to number one. Cover it with green stuff. One scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specific.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Now it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Monday night in Vegas. Another Monday night, huh? Cowboys look really good. Temper your enthusiasm a touch, I would imagine, because the Raiders aren't very good. We'll get there after a Cowboy victory, 33-16 over the Raiders. We got a lot to do on a Tuesday morning. Good morning, boys and girls. And thanks for finding the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck, how you living?
Good morning.
Good morning. We're going to get into the Cowboys last night, the NFL injuries. There's a ton going on, college football news. James Franklin has a job. But as we do on Tuesdays, we start down in Las Cruces. We check in with New Mexico State football. Aggies had a trip down to Knoxville on Saturday past. They got to play the 23rd ranked Tennessee Volunteers. 42-9 was the final. Tennessee beats New Mexico State, so the Aggies fall to 3-7 with 2 games left. The head football coach at New Mexico State is Tony Sanchez. He joins us this morning. Good morning, Tony. How's things?
Things are good. Just beautiful Tuesday morning, getting ready to get this UTEP game going.
Yeah, you got a big week coming in front of you. You know, you go down there, and Joey Aguilar's on the other side, big-name quarterback. You intercept him a couple times in the first half, and you knew it was a tough task going in. Assess that after it's all said and done, the trip down to Knoxville.
Well, you know, it's kind of interesting because, you know, when you're sitting there in real time watching, I mean, we're moving the ball. I mean, we had 13 drives, and 9 of the 13, we took it past midfield. We had 5 times where we got down inside their 30. You know, I mean, it was a little difficult with Hawk being out because our field goal range wasn't as long. But in that first half, you know, we got down, 21-3 at halftime. But, I mean, man, we had the ball at 19 going in on a first, on a first down. We had the ball down to 32. First drive of the game, we actually ran a play where we ran against New Mexico, a little reverse pass, and had a guy wide open, and the ball just kind of sailed out of bounds. So we had plenty of opportunities in the first half, and and defensively, they had a couple key critical mistakes, and and especially on a 1 3rd down that probably would have helped them to a field goal. So, we kind of held our own in the first half, and then in the second half, they were able to put some stuff on the board, and we got a couple 4th and 1s that we didn't pick up. We had the ball down inside their 10-yard line, had a first down on the 9, got it down to the 4, went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. So we definitely left a bunch of points on the board. We were able to move the ball a little bit. We threw for over 300, and then defensively, it's like one of those touchdowns was a pick 6, after Logan went down. So, when you look at the score, it doesn't look too good, but it was much more of a competitive game as far as us being able to move the ball and be able to, get some stops and, and make some explosive plays. So, obviously, completely disappointed in the loss. but love the way the guys went out and fought, and we played extremely physical in that game, and it was really good to see the box play so well.
313 yards passing. You mentioned Logan goes out. So, first of all, how is he? And secondly, you got to see Adam DeMonte, your next quarterback up, 12 for 18, 147 yards. What do you think of him?
I thought he did a good job. We're optimistic Logan will be good. We'll see as the week progresses. But Adam went in, and he did a good job. It's his first, play this year. And it's one of those deals where you always got to be ready. And then when he went in, it didn't feel like it was too big for him. He had a little bit of jitters at first. He made one errant throw where, he threw the ball in the flats, and it kind of ricocheted off of one of our linemen, ended up being a pick six. So that was kind of one of those, hey, let's wake up deals. But after that, he threw some explosive balls down the field, had a nice run that took us down to the 1 yard line. We were able to score a touchdown after that. So, again, it wasn't all perfect, but love the competitiveness and the savviness he played with.
Now, Coach, one of the things you talked about last week was this was an opportunity to show what you're made of, put things on film. Now, how'd you just feel about just overall what your team did and how certain players responded in that atmosphere?
Well, if you watch the game, it's we definitely were not intimidated by it. Again, that first possession of the game, we get the ball, we drive all the way down, inside their 40-yard line. We on first down, we end up doing that trick play. We had a great opportunity there. And, we get down into a fourth down situation. Defensively, again, we made him punt right away. We got a pick. The defense gave the offensive ball right around midfield 2 times in a row right after, on that first drive. So, when you look at the end of that first quarter, they scored right at the very end of it, to take that 14-0 lead. And then, and then a third quarter, it was a 7-3 second quarter. So I thought our guys came out and played really hard early. Again, when you're down 21-3 at half, it's like, okay, you're still in striking distance. You just got to put an early touchdown on the board. And we had an opportunity to do so. We drove right down in there and, didn't make it happen.
What has been the key to creating turnovers this season for your team, whether it's forcing fumbles or the interceptions you've been able to make?
Well, I thought we did a fairly decent job of putting pressure on the quarterback, and just getting him off his mark, making him throw the ball early. And then we've got some guys in the back end that are just really starting to develop. Bernard Kaya, as the season's gone on and he's progressed, he's a JUCO guy who's really starting to get comfortable with the speed of the game. And I think he has 4 interceptions this year. And it's really just our guys playing hard in the back end and just emphasizing it.
Tony Sanchez, New Mexico State's football coach. He's with us this morning on the Sports Animal. You get the Miners this week. It's always big. It doesn't matter what records are. I know you wish that both of the records were better, but you get to go down there, and I know this game still means a bunch to both of these communities and certainly to your football program.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Obviously, in the big scheme of things, there's, we're a little frustrated, but that'll have to wait for a couple of weeks, and then we'll sit there and talk about that later. Right now it's 102nd matchup with UTEP. 102 games is a lot of games. It's a meaningful deal. They're 40 miles down the road, so people we run into all the time, whether it's football, recruiting, or just living our daily lives. So it's a big deal. I've played in it, I've, coached in it many times, and I know how much it means to the two communities. And our guys are fired up to go out there and, and fight and get a win. We want to end this thing on a good note. We want to get back out there, get some wins. Obviously, we've had some heartbreaking defeats, and, it's time to get our butt back on track and, go get a couple wins as we get ready to go into the offseason and go recruit.
Yeah, address that a little bit. So 2 games left. You've now got to the point where you're not going to be bowl eligible. But you've got an opportunity with 2 teams in front of you that you can end this thing with 2 wins, get to 5-7, and carry some momentum into the season. I've said that before, and people come back to me and say, yeah, it doesn't matter because teams turn over so much. What would it mean to win 2 games at the end of the season, carry a little momentum, or does that not mean anything?
Well, it means a lot. At the end of the day, it sends the seniors off. These guys that are done, they're going to hang their pads up. They aren't going to play anymore. It sends them off winners. It sends them off with an opportunity to feel good about themselves and all their hard work. For the seniors, it gives them an opportunity to give something back to the younger guys that are going to be around. Through the program, it moves it forward. It's a more successful season than it was the year before. Obviously not completely what we wanted to, but we knew we had a tough task. At the end of the day, as much as, we don't like talking about it, these things unfortunately become complete rebuilds when you lose so many guys. I think things will settle down here a little bit with the 1 portal window. I think we're going to have a better opportunity to retain some of our players. And, we've been working really hard on the recruiting end, so I feel good about that. But I see a path to where this thing can change real fast. It sure has for a lot of teams all around the country. I mean, some of these things have flipped, one direction or the other. We're just going to have to invest the resources that our peers are investing. I mean, it's not all about that, but it does make a big difference. So, if we want to be successful around here, we're going to have to start, investing the way that the teams we play against do. And if we do that, and we're working hard on the recruiting end and the retention end, I think these 2 wins are huge for this team and the psyche of it and us moving forward.
Coach, what are some of the things you look for at this point in the season? Competitors, it's an opportunity to win a game. As you just said, finish the season strong. But when it comes to players, just the mindset, the attitude, the effort, making sure they're still putting in the performances that you expect.
You know what? Just watch the fourth quarter of that Tennessee game, and then watch our guys go down the field, complete drives. Again, we don't get in on the one. We drive it all the way down to the 9 and don't score on a fourth down, then get the ball back, go down, and then we score a touchdown. Defense getting multiple stops. TK had a nice punt return at the end. I mean, the way that our guys played that fourth quarter of the game, there's no doubt, about how physical we played and how hard those guys were playing. And they've been like that. I mean, and that's a week coming off another 3-point loss on the last play of the game. Our guys have, they've been great as far as just busting their tails and playing. And we could be having an entirely different conversation. There's 2 or 3 plays go a different way, So it's just messaging in it. You tell them how proud you are of them. And then the biggest thing is going right back to work, getting right back into the film and, critiquing and just making sure we're taking care of the critical details and getting better. Because as you talked about, the program moving forward, there will be a good handful of guys that come back. That locker room will have a bunch of guys in it next year that are currently on this team. And you have to make sure that you're developing consistently and, and constantly.
So I want to go back to something you talked about, resources and your peers. And I look at the standings in your league, and I don't know if you're surprised, but I think a lot of people would be surprised. You see some young programs at the FBS level, Missouri State, Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State, up at the top, all with 7, 8 wins. And you look at what they've done. Is it resources? How did those schools, how did they ascend so quickly at the FBS level in this league? Is it resources? Is it coaching? Is it commitment? I mean, and I don't know if you're surprised at that at all.
Yeah, so honestly, not ton surprises. The interesting part about this whole thing is, teams that have had success got completely rated. The teams that are brand new pretty much walked into this level with an intact team. When you look at it, there's less transfers on those teams than any other teams in our conference. I'm looking at, UTEP roster this week getting ready to play these guys. And, they're just littered with transfers, all over the place, and, we've got a good handful. And, a lot of schools have. But those teams that have been able to retain or have the resources to go out and acquire, talented players, it's made a big difference. And, that's one of the reasons we had more success this year because we had a little bit more resources to go out and get some guys. And, and then they're sitting there, you got 3 games and you lose on the last play of the game. Well, we're so much more competitive than we were a year ago. We just got to continue to push over that hump. And, at the end of the day, I think the spring thing is going to make a big difference because when you're sitting there and, and you're on that bus coming home from spring,
yep.
And then, the next day you have, 3 offensive linemen and running back that are gone. And then you look at your struggles to run the ball on offense, and you're like, yeah, that's hard. It's hard to replace guys at that time. So got to do a really good job between now and, that January deal and, when that portal opens up. Again, retaining the guys you need. And if you are going to lose guys, the one thing I learned last year was it's better to lose them early than late because at least you have time to recover from it.
Yeah, and you were talking about coming back from Ruidoso and after the spring game and thought you had, a lot coming back. And, you got a lineman that's paid $400 and something thousand to go. What was it, Kentucky? Your running back goes to Kentucky. Yep. And what are you going to do? And so everything you worked on all spring, now you're starting from scratch and trying to plug holes again. And it's an issue. It makes sense. All right, man. Good luck against UTEP. I know it's a big deal and a big rivalry game, and you got an opportunity to close this thing out with some momentum. Appreciate the time this morning. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, appreciate you.
All right,
Take care. Go Aggies.
Tony Sanchez, the head football coach of New Mexico State. It kind of makes sense. I didn't think of it in that respect as far as somebody like maybe Missouri State, Kennesaw State, where maybe they didn't get rated, and that would explain maybe why Liberty fell back, right?
The way that conference has played out this season, now it's a whole new world for those schools, and they'll find out what it's like in this upcoming transfer portal. But it does make sense with the success they've been able to have in conference.
Did you see the contract extension that Ryan Beard got at Missouri State? give me a ballpark. Like, what do you think they did to keep their coach? If I told you evidently they got pretty good resources, good young coach, they've got 7 wins already. I mean, ballpark, what do you think he got average salary?
$2 million.
So he'll receive a 1-year extension to his contract because of the clause that in the revised deal before the 2024 season. So if they win 7 or more games, he gets an extra year. So he's now contractually tied to Missouri State through 2029. After the season, the remaining 5 years of his deal will pay him $2.6 million annually. Missouri State. And I say this in context for what you're doing around here. And everybody's yelling, all right, you got to find a way to pay Eck, right? You got to find a way to, right? Missouri State, Conference USA, they're paying their coach $2.6 million per year. It's a little context for you. That's all. All right, when we get back, set the table for you. Cowboys won last night. Beat the Raiders on Monday Night Football. A lot of noise in the National Football League. James Franklin's got a gig. Lane Kiffin's family's flying all over the southeastern United States while he's staying in Oxford. College football playoff standings will come out today. A couple of Lobos for Players of the Week. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Now.
What's up, guys? David Pollack here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past. built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS.
They're keeping the bad guys away. They're protecting property because property crime continues to be an issue. I've trusted IPS for years. They watch my home. When I go on vacation, when I go out of town, they come by a couple times a day. They do exterior checks. They'll pick up mail and newspapers and packages that are left on the curb. They'll move the garbage cans to the curb and back on garbage day. All these things to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Look, IPS will do a lot of things for you. If you want standing guards, want property eyes on your property around the clock, they'll do that for you. They'll install alarms and camera systems. They got a state-of-the-art facility monitoring all that 24/7. All this raises the level of security around your home and your business. So who is watching your home when you're not there? The answer's got to be IPS. They're the good guys. Give them a call. See what they can do for you. I've been very happy with them. I know you will as well. 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. Online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe a better and safer place to live and work. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. You can get in today at 505-246-0610. Your emails come in today. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. All right, Cowboy fam, get excited because, well, the team looked good last night, but don't lose your mind, okay? They played the Raiders, and the Raiders are bad. Raiders are bad. Dak Prescott, 268 yards, 4 touchdowns. They had lost, not lost. It was a 4-game winless streak because there was a tie in there. Pickens and Lamb, 8. George Pickens, 9 catches, 144 yards and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 5 for 66 and a touchdown. Boy, they missed one right at the end, too. Some fantasy football games were lost and won right there at the end of that one. Really nice performance. Go in and beat a bad team. And now let's see. Go do it against a good team, and I'll be impressed. Like, I'm not losing my mind over what happened yesterday with the Cowboys.
You shouldn't lose your mind, but it's, a reminder, I'm Team Dak Prescott. Like, it's one where I know that's the thing, is do it against someone good, but what the Cowboys have dealt with over the last week and a half, the fact that, he's stepped up as a leader,
100%.
And I think that's truly who he is.
Yep.
And then his performance is like he still does have a high ceiling. And yes, it's a bad football team, but how many times do we watch sport where you don't have good performances against bad teams? You play down to your competition. You make it closer than it has to be. And that wasn't the case for Dak Prescott. I think George Pickens is going to end up getting himself paid because Jerry Jones is falling in love with him every single week. He's a really good player. And it's evident. You see it last night. Dak trusts him. He makes some big-time plays, and that's what you want to see. The Raiders are a mess right now, but the Cowboys could have easily been a mess with everything they've gone through, the struggles they have. The defense didn't look terrible last night. That's been a defense that teams have popped off on, that bad teams have had good performances against, and that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I'll give you all that. I'm still not going to lose my mind over it. I think you're right. Leadership, Dak Prescott. I'm going to lean on Brian Schottenheimer a little bit. The way they handled what they had to go through. Keyshawn Nealon, with their teammate, takes his own life, and obviously he was loved in that locker room, and they had to deal with that. They had the bye week to deal with it. They didn't have to play right away, and they had to go out and play. And so, yeah, all of that as far as leadership. And Dak played well last night after the first 2 series, basically. He was really, really good. Now they got the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Lions coming up. Let's see what happens there as far as on the field. I don't dislike Dak Prescott. In fact, I like Dak Prescott who he is, and I think he's a good quarterback. I don't know that I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. And you're right. There's a high ceiling, and you give him the weapons that he's got. go out and eat.
Well, again, great should be reserved for a few quarterbacks.
That's right.
And we have these conversations. It's just reacting to the game last night. It's not. I don't necessarily think it always has to be this big picture thing. It was a game in which there were a lot of question marks for Dallas. Like, they've been the team people have feasted against. And I'm sure people thought Ashton Jeanty was going to go off and that Geno Smith was going to have a good game and our Brock Bowers shares were going to be phenomenal. And that wasn't the case. And for the Raiders, the plan that they wanted to have, bringing Pete Carroll in, trying to establish something, drafting a running back in the top 10 to not using him at all because your offensive line is not good. They're so far off base. But just to me, I was just impressed, just overall, the performance of the defensive linemen that Dallas has brought in, the trades that they made, Quentin Williams making his debut and showing, yes, he is a very good defensive tackle, and just the efficiency in the passing.
Yeah, Quentin Williams the sack and a half yesterday, and they played really well defensively. Look, Ashton Jeanty can't go off. You're only going to give him the ball 6 times. They threw it to him 6 times. But if you're only going to hand it to him 6 times, it's going to be hard for him to eat behind an offensive line that isn't very good. With a quarterback who is margin.
Yeah, Geno Smith is fine on a good team, and on a bad team looks like the Geno Smith you remember.
Yeah, is this all on Pete Carroll? Because I don't think this team. I don't care if pick your favorite coach of the year. This coach of Sean McVay's coach. I don't think that the Raiders are very good.
No, I think the style they want to play, they just can't because of the offensive line. When you draft a running back in the top 10, to me, it signals, hey, you're going to try to be a physical football team, run it a ton, but then that kind of doesn't go with the offensive coordinator decision you made in Chip Kelly with his style. So I'm not sure there's a coherent plan for the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm not sure there is either. And go out. Look, Pete Carroll has been a really good coach over the years. People are saying, well, it's passed him by. I'm not sure I think that's right. It's always the easy thing to say when a coach in his 70s isn't winning. Oh, it's passed him by. Maybe. But show me a good coach who's won with bad players, with bad teams. And I just don't think that roster is set to win. And I don't know if he's going to get another year. I think he will. But I don't know what you're going to do with that roster to turn that thing around.
Invest in the offensive line. I don't think they could move on from Pete Carroll.
And I don't think they're going to move on from Geno.
A couple years. I don't think there's going to be a worthy upgrade where, other than if there's some draft capital you want to invest in a quarterback and bring him in, that's on the table. There's not going to be a free agent upgrade out there in the quarterback market. So it's kind of figuring out, all right, who are you going to be? Because Chip Kelly feels like it's a 180 from the philosophy that Pete Carroll's one has.
Look, a good win for the Cowboys, really good, and a good get healthy win. Go play the Eagles now. Go get the Chiefs and Lions, and they think they're still in it, and go win some games, because crazy things happen in this league, and you got 7 more games to play. But a good win last night for them. Dak looked great. The receivers looked great. Ferguson had 4 catches. CD had 5. George Pickens had 9. Javonte Williams ran the ball well. 22 carries, 93 yards. Dak was good. So, enjoy it, Cowboy fan. Get in. I'm interested to see where you are coming off of that last night. When we get back, there's a lot of noise around coaches in college football. James Franklin got a job. Lane Kiffin might have 3. It depends where his family is right now, because there's somewhere all over the Southeast in private jets flying all over the place. Is he ever going to coach again, you think, at Ole Miss? That to me is somewhat fascinating, what's going on down there. So we'll get there when we get back, and a couple of Lobos received awards from the Mountain West Conference. Prize Picks is fun. Played Prize Picks again last night. Had a good time with it. Download the app. You're watching the games. It's just a difference maker. Watching the games becomes more fun, and it becomes a little profitable too, because you're all watching them. Basketball, football. We all think we know a little bit about what's going on. We all make decisions, and a Prize Picks making the right decision can get you paid. So don't miss the excitement, whether you're a football fan or a basketball fan, or you're both, or you love everything. At Prize Picks, it's always good to be right. It's the best way to win cash on your favorite team. Cowboys last night, Broncos, Nuggets, Lakers play tonight. LeBron's on the Prize Picks tile tonight. You want more or less LeBron against Utah. You're going to get some LeBron tonight. More or less 17.5 points. You can play that tonight. What else? We got Franz Wagner tonight, 17.5 points. De'Aaron Fox, 19.5, more or less. And that's how you play. You download the app, and you play lineups of 2 to 6 players, and you pick more or less. Made a few bucks. You can as well. Now Prize Picks is offering you stacks. So you can play the same player up to 3 times if you want. Let's say you just want to go Steph Curry. You want to go 3-pointers, total points, and assists. You can do all of that in the same lineup, and it's only on Prize Picks. So download the Prize Picks app, enter the code KNML, and get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's Prize Picks app, code KNML, and get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's only on Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
This report is brought to you by Malloy.
Provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network.
Sports Animal.
All right, so James Franklin's got a job. The former Penn State coach is now the new head coach at Virginia Tech. Penn State wins because his $49 million buyout got renegotiated down to $9 million because part of the clause was when he gets a new job, it'll be offset. So the Hokies are only on the hook, or I'm sorry, the Nittany Lions are only on the hook for $9 million. I think it's a great hire for Virginia Tech. I think it's a good landing spot for James Franklin. I think he's a hell of a damn good coach. Understand he didn't win enough big games at Penn State. That's why he got fired. But, man, look, to me, home run Virginia Tech.
I like this hire for the Hokies. Franklin coming down from Penn State where he was successful, but when you're good, then it's, hey, you have to be great at Penn State and have the ability to compete for a national championship. Just didn't feel like that was going to be something you could bounce back from, especially the losses that they took and just how quickly things spiraled out of control this season. But I think for Virginia Tech in the 27-team ACC field that they could be competitive with James Franklin.
Does it feel like the ACC is just waiting for someone to own it? And I thought it was going to be Miami, right? I thought Miami, I think everybody thought it was going to be Florida State. Clemson did for a while. Clemson has absolutely come back to the pack. Florida State feels lost. Miami drops 2 games every year that you're like, where did that come from? North Carolina's stumbling with Bill Belichick, not figuring out what they're going to do. Doesn't it feel like it's there for a guy like him to come in there and establish something that Dabo did for the last decade?
Absolutely, especially with the unbalanced schedule. And who knows what your conference schedule could look like. It could be a cakewalk that puts you right in the ACC title game, and then you're in contention to go to the college football playoff. And you look at the ACC overall, it's a weird league because the teams you just mentioned, all of them thought that they were not the two, right? It's Florida State and Clemson were like, we're out of here.
And Miami. Oh, yeah.
And we're going to go to the SEC and change in college football. And it's like, well, you are not now.
Yeah, no, you're not. And don't forget SMU. You know, I think what Rhett Lashley's done at SMU is going to make them a contender pretty much here.
Yeah, and I do think it opens the door, but then it's also, man, these leagues, when you're getting 16, 18 teams, it's too big. You have no idea, but here we are.
1,000%. I mean, and then you get down to the end, nobody's played anybody, and people complain, well, we got to play the hard schedule. You got the easy schedule. You didn't play anybody. How are we going to decide, tiebreakers because we got 15,000 teams in this league, 16, or even the Mountain West the way it is this year, right? I mean, you got this logjam with 5 teams at 4-2, and one of them gets another loss on Friday with UNLV in Hawaii. But theoretically, you could have, I mean, if the Lobos beat San Diego State and Fresno wins out, Boise wins out, you can have 5 teams with 2 losses and pick 2 of them to go to the championship. And they didn't play each other. They didn't all play. I know. I'm with you on that. This Lane Kiffin thing, and more so Lane Kiffin's family thing, is kind of bizarre. So the stories are that Lane Kiffin's family is being flown around the Southwest. LSU got a private jet to send his family to Oxford. And another jet had other members of his family going to Florida.
Baton Rouge and Gainesville.
Right. CBS reported yesterday that, because like last week, everybody was like, yeah, he's going to stay, he's going to stay, he's going to stay. And then yesterday, the report at CBS said, this is quote, a few weeks ago, those around Oxford were confident Kiffin would return. CAA, his agency that represents him, was engaging with the Rebels in extension talks. College football playoff not beginning till December 19th seemed to work in the program's favor. They're basically in. The tenor has shifted in recent weeks. There's considerably less confidence now that Kiffin will stay in Oxford, as several sources CBS Sports talked to believe it's more likely he will leave. Meanwhile, others in the last 24 hours have expressed optimism he'll stay. Frankly, Kiffin is someone whose mind can change from day to day. There are questions in his camp about the political infrastructure in Baton Rouge. There are also concerns for Kiffin about his potential alignment with the Florida administration. I don't know, man. Obviously, he's open to leaving if his family's getting on a plane going touring campuses. Now, no reports that he did.
But your scouts are out there. And those scouts are very important.
No, it could be a ploy to get what he wants out of Ole Miss.
Sure.
It could be.
How do you feel about the ultimatum?
What do you mean?
So the report that Ole Miss says that you need to tell us what you're doing by the Egg Bowl.
Which is next week when they play.
Like, are you here or are you gone? And if he doesn't, does Ole Miss say, well, peace out, will he start a coaching search then? Like, what does kind of Ole Miss have in their back pocket?
You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you remember this. When Steve Fisher took over for Bill Frieder at Michigan in basketball. When Bill Frieder was the coach there, and he took the Arizona State job. And Bo Schembechler was the AD at the time and said, I want a Michigan man coaching my team. Get out of here. Like, you're not coaching. You're out of here. You're out of here. Go. And he put Steve Fisher and he won a national championship. And that's what that ultimatum sounds like. If he's gone, do you want him coaching your team in the playoff? And it's a fair question because he's the one who got you there. Does he give you the best chance to win? Everybody's already out the door now. Everybody's already thinking about the portal, but yet you got an opportunity to win a national championship.
But then you actually open the portal door for them.
Right away.
If the coach isn't there.
Do you believe so I don't think if you're going to, maybe I'm wrong. If they're going to play in the CFP, you think guys will start pouring into the portal right away? Or you think
if they're going to the CFP,
which
we don't know yet,
but
especially the ultimatum by the 28th in 10 days,
they're pretty much in though.
I would not tell Lane Kiffin to kick rocks.
So you'd let him coach?
Right, yes.
All right. So you could say spend your week recruiting for LSU and coach us on
do all
Saturday.
your stuff behind closed doors too.
Yeah.
Who you're talking to, who you want to bring in. It's not a secret.
Okay.
But I think that would upset the apple cart even more than Lane Kiffin maybe doing some stuff on the back end for LSU or Florida.
I don't know that there's a right answer here. I don't. And the only right answer is if they win a national championship. Right?
Because then if they go out that game, and it's going to be...
Whenever they go out. They can go out in the first round. They can go out in the semifinal. It's going to be because he was distracted. So I don't know that there's a right answer. And then if you replace him, and you can lose in the Final Four, right? Well, if Lane was here, he would have made the difference, and we'd have got to the championship game and could have won the whole damn thing. Like, there's no right answer. Do you think I'm wrong?
You are not wrong with that. That's exactly how it would play out.
I mean, look, I don't know what the seedings are, right? They're in like the 5-6 games, so they get a home game. Let's say they get South Florida or Navy or the ACC champ or whoever, right? They beat them, okay, whatever. So now you go in the quarterfinal game and you got to go on to a bowl game and you're playing one of those teams you got to buy. Let's just say you're playing
Indiana, Ohio State,
Indiana. And you lose to them. Well, I mean, Lane was distracted. We're a better
How about
team.
that matchup? Ole Miss, Indiana. Cost you a playoffs.
Well, I mean, but that's the world in which we live. And the other coaching news, and I hit this with you, and I don't know that this is news because it kind of kicked in. But Missouri State's coach, and not Missouri State of the Conference USA, a team that beat the Aggies in overtime a few weeks back on a Wednesday. Ryan Beard's got an extension, and he's making $2.6 million a year at Conference USA. And it goes into this. I'm going to read you some stuff Lobo fans talking about. Because are you keeping your coach? How are you going to keep your coach? Are you going to pay him more? Some of you are like, yeah, pay him more. Some of you are like, nope, well, he's got a contract. I want to give you a little context. I'm not going to tell you necessarily what to do, but I'm going to give you a little context on it when we get back. 505-246-0610. My chair is stunning. My chair is durable. My chair is completely unique. Now, you can have something like it, not exactly it. Getting a hold of Mike Waring over at Mustang Home Goods. Go to the Facebook page for the opening drive, the OD in the AM. Take a look at the beautiful chair that Mike Waring at Mustang Home Goods created for me. It's got the Isleta New Mexico Bowl logo on it. It is beautiful, it is custom, and it is comfortable. You can have chairs, furniture like that. Mike Waring is the guy. Schedule a consultation with Mike at Mustang Home Goods. He pours his heart for excellence and experience in the Navy to design custom furniture for people of almost all shapes and sizes. He will make a piece that fits you. This isn't just furniture, this is art. Beautiful art in your home. Take a look at some examples at MustangHomeGoods.com, and you're going to understand why I'm blown away and why everybody who comes into my office now wants to see the chair, and it's become the centerpiece of the office. Tell your story in your home, your living room, your dining room, your bedroom, your patio with usable art. He uses adjustable ergonomics. The chair is made to fit you. It's beautiful stuff. I love it. And if you're looking for that unique gift, holidays are coming up. That one person who's got everything, what do I get? This is going to be something that's going to hit home. But you got to do it quickly because Mike needs the time to make this for you. Go to the website. It's MustangHomeGoods.com. You're going to understand why I'm blown away by all this. MustangHomeGoods.com. Bounce around, take a look, see what he does, and then schedule a consultation with Mike. 505-418-8070. 505-418-8070. It's Mustang Home Goods. Tell your story in your home.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
460-610. Bruce said, I set my alarm early to make sure I didn't miss the excuses from Tony the Tiger, and he didn't disappoint. P.S. OD sounding good with Cherry Jerry on traffic. Oh, did Tony give you excuses today? I thought his team was competitive at Tennessee. Played well and go out and try to finish with 2 wins. Did he give you a lot of excuses?
Told you what happened.
Yeah. Gopher said, Jeff, with Lobo football not on TV, they kind of were. Lobo basketball not on TV, just so frustrating. So I tuned to My Fitty and watched the Dividers get their asses handed to them by Tulsa Club. Quite frankly, just bigger, stronger, and faster. From Gopher. Can you play Living on Tulsa Time? He sent me a link.
No.
No. There's your answer.
Can't find it on the internet.
Yeah, there's
too much work to look up game on altitude or streaming somewhere. Can't do that.
Yeah, there's your answer. He did send you the link for this. Yeah, Tulsa was just better. All right, here you go. This is what's going to provide the conversation. And Ken says contracts need to mean something. Jeff, Fernando Lobo needs to hold Eck to the 5-year deal he signed just 10 months ago. When Lobo fans yell at me, we need to give him more money. He's already getting a bowl bonus. He'll get another bonus if Lobos make the Mountain West Conference Finals. That's why those clauses are in there. There's no reason to double dip with a new deal as well. That's from Ken. And you say what?
I agree with him.
Okay.
I think you don't have to have the conversations in public, but you go to Coach Eck and say, hey, this is what we're trying to do resource-wise. The NIL, whatever Kurt Roth and company is still able to do, plus, hey, this is our revenue share budget. And then if you have people come to you and there's legit conversations, we'll talk, and I'm open to talking about it. But I don't think you can afford to just give a raise to give a raise.
So you don't want to be proactive, you want to be reactive in regards to...
Yeah, because even if you're proactive, someone's always going to have more money.
That is absolute. So being proactive, does that show that you want him here, or do you only want him here if someone else wants him?
I think you can be honest. You gave Coach Eck this opportunity, but you also know you don't have that much money to throw around, and it has to be a meaningful moment. And reacting to something, I don't think would be disrespectful from Fernando Lobo. It's saying, hey, if someone comes up and gets your attention, then we'll show you what we can do.
And then he can do that just for leverage to get some more money.
But then that's the game you always play.
Yeah. Man. Do you think the market is different now than it was 10 months ago when they hired him? When I look at this, and again, for those of you just joining us, number 3 sports and Conference USA Centel reported that Missouri State has finalized a $10 million contract. Missouri State of Conference USA. $10 million contract extension for Ryan Beard. He's there through 2030. He'll earn an average salary of $2.5 million per year, excluding. That means not including incentives and performance bonus. So Coach of the Year, bowl games, that kind of stuff is in addition to. It's a Conference USA job at Missouri State. And so I asked the question, because that when I heard that yesterday, JJ, that to me said the market has changed.
I agree with that, but there's also some things in our market you're probably not going to be able to compete with.
So you can't compete with Missouri State anymore.
Do you think they could do a $2.6 million deal right now?
I don't. I mean, I don't know how they're doing that without a lot of help from Santa Fe.
But that's also an outlier. Is anyone else?
It is
in
now.
Conference USA
It is now. Yeah, Liberty probably does. Yeah, Liberty. Jamie. What's his name? But yeah, Liberty probably does. But there'll be more and more outliers. And when an outlier comes and reaches out to your guy, look, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you that I feel that the landscape is changing a bit. And this is a coach that I think everybody wants to keep here. And everybody has a job to make a living, correct? And I believe that Jason Eck, there is some loyalty. I believe that there is quite a bit of appreciation to Fernando Lobo and to New Mexico for giving him the opportunity that he's got. You don't get to make this kind of splash at Idaho, right? The Idaho splash got you this opportunity. They gave it to you, and he's making a splash here, which has gotten the attention of many, many people. And the phone's ringing. It's ringing this morning. It was ringing yesterday. It's going to ring tomorrow. So how do you and what do you do? Matt says, I'm fairly certain that central accounts are parity. I've not seen anything legitimate about that coaching extension. No, that's not right. It was an automatic kicker. No, I heard this yesterday. I looked into this. I mean, it's pretty sure it's legit. On Ryan Beard. So what do you do if the market changes? And what can you do? Mike says mercenaries have to stop, Jeff Alou. CSU was so depleted, I felt sorry for them. Back in the day, if you transferred, you had to sit out a year. We have to get back to that. Never going to happen. Especially for these dudes that quit mid-season. If they have to sit out a while, they might think about that twice before they bail early. You're not going back to having to sit out. I mean, we're not going backwards, boys and girls. Like all those rules that restricted the players' rights, as much as you may have liked them, they're not going back.
I am all for portal windows and making it easier for teams to know when they're going to have their roster and who's going to be on their roster. But immediate eligibility is a game changer. Like it's
helped you.
It helps you more than it hurts you.
It's helped you a lot. All right, Cowboy fan, let's go. 505-246-0610. Your team wins last night. Latest on the NFL injuries: Aaron Rodgers, Jamar Chase. Well, not an injury. What the hell? And Shedeur Sanders played. That's not the headline for Shedeur. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more.
You have
But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets.
Animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Cowboys winners last night. Let's go, Cowboy fan. How you feeling? Team looked good. They played it. Granted, played a bad team. Yep, they did. But winning was winning. I mean, they play to win the game. Didn't somebody once tell me that?
You play to win the game.
33-16, you win the game. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Thanks for finding us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Emails come in this morning, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Phone number and the text line 505-246-0610. On a night where they honored their fallen teammate, Marshawn Kneeland, the Cowboys went out and won. It was emotional. It was inspired, I imagine you could say. Rough start, but then Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdown passes. They got a safety. Their defense played well. They shut down a bad Raiders team. And is this more about Dallas or Vegas last night?
It's more about the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Because the Raiders have had the issues kind of all season long, struggling to protect, not able to run the football, defensive lapses. But what you saw from Dallas, especially defensively, like that's been a get-right spot for a lot of teams this season. The getting their run game going against the Cowboys, explosive pass plays through there, and that wasn't the case. The investments look good. Again, yes, it's against the Raiders, but look at what Dallas has done this season and the amount that they gave up early in the year against everyone that they're playing. And also just the presence of Dak Prescott. Like, I'm a fan of his game overall, and yes, there's a question of what are you going to do against the good teams in the big moments. I understand that's out there, but the way he's led the team over the last week and a half, been a leader on and off the field, going to the Neyland situation, kind of embracing everyone and putting up a big-time performance in what's a fun passing game when CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are clicking.
Yep. Oh, that's good. And they moved it last night, and they looked good, and so they win last night. All right, other NFL stuff. Get around. I just you got to explain it. Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase has been suspended for a game without pay. He spit on Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey threw a punch at him, got thrown out of the game the other day for throwing a punch. After the game, he said he spit on me. Jamar Chase said, no, I didn't. Jalen Ramsey said they got 100 cameras. They'll find it. A few of the 100 cameras. He spit on him. In announcing the suspension, the league cited the section of the rule book that applies to, quote, any act which is contrary to the generally understood principles of sportsmanship. Right. You know what this is going to cost him? The suspension is going to cost him north of $500,000. Jeff, he makes zillions of dollars. Oh, okay. Dude, I don't know. I'd like to know. But no matter how much you make, $500,000 got to hurt, doesn't it?
Yeah. A nice chunk of change.
I mean, $500,000. It's the second time this year that a player's been suspended for spitting. Jalen Carter did in the opener. You got to hit me and help me understand how we're going through. What goes through your mind, and I'm going to spit at you. I can't tell you that there's been a time, certainly in my adult life, and I can't think it back to my childhood, but where I thought I'm going to spit on this person. I'm so mad. We're talking crap, and we're going and I'm going to spit. Jamar Chase finished the game. The officials didn't spot his action. Referee Bill Vinovich said, we did not see anything that rose to that level at all. Jamar Chase said, I ain't ever opened my mouth to that guy. No. Okay. Look, man, can somebody explain to me? I get the trends, man. I get the 6'7", although I don't. I get the
6'7".
I get the shirtless, shirt-waving guys in the stands. I don't get spitting.
Which is why it's shocking when it happens. It really is few and far between.
Ramsey said as soon as you spit, I was like, bleep that. Let's go. Okay. Zach Taylor's the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. Yesterday, after the suspension, he's asked, and you're without your number one receiver. Quote, I can't say enough positive things about Jamar and think about the amount of situations people have tried to put him in the way he's always responded. We're not all perfect. We're going to make mistakes here and there, but I stand by Jamar. I know it's an emotional situation. I know there's lots of things on there that lead to things like that. We'll just continue to move forward. I don't even know what that means. That means he's my dude. I got to stand by him. He's my best player. There are a lot of things going on there that led to things like that. We'll just continue to move forward. What leads to a grown man spitting on another man? How much crap do you have? I mean, you're talking it too. You think Jalen Ramsey was the only one running his mouth? Maybe no. Jamar Chase didn't run it. I don't know. I promise you,
there's
Jalen.
No. I know you're doing your job, trying to talk through. There's nothing that it's okay to spit on someone else. Like everyone would be like, yeah, we'll throw hands, we'll go back and forth, this, that, but spitting on someone, you're like, what?
What are we doing? All right, Michael Penix, Falcons quarterback, out for the rest of the season. Knee injury. You ready for some Kirk Cousins?
That offense is going to look awful this weekend.
What did he yell that time? Was it?
You like that?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. You like that? Kirk Cousins the rest of the way. Kirk Cousins auditioning for next year? I mean, a good thing they kept him. Or no? By the way, it's looked awful early.
He just looks like he's not recovered.
Okay. That's probably right.
You watch it. He's not able to complete his throws. He's not able to put a lot into him.
And he won't have Drake London. How long is Drake London out for?
It's probably going to be 2-3 weeks.
All you with Drake London. That's happened too. So no Michael Penix. Aaron Rodgers. Maybe. So broken bone in his non-throwing wrist on Aaron Rodgers. He may or may not play this weekend. Where are we going there? I mean, I'm going to lean towards probably.
They say right now it's 50-50.
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards probably. If it's non-throwing.
If he can handle a snap.
Yeah. And he's never under center anyway. Right?
No, they're under center a lot.
Are they?
In the Steelers offense.
Okay.
The 3 tight end sets.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Shedeur Sanders played this weekend. Shedeur was not real good. It's not really the headliner here. Although they haven't named a starting quarterback for next week, have they?
Not yet, but Dylan Gabriel's still in concussion protocol.
Yeah, so it might be Shedeur Sanders. His home was broken into. He lives in the Cleveland area. So sources confirmed yesterday that his home was broken into while he was playing. This trend's got to stop, man. And I don't know. I mean, does every player need IPS to watch their home when they're gone? And just like, hey, when I'm playing, when I'm on the road, I need 24/7. It sucks. I mean, this is like Luka, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. All these guys have had their homes broken into while they've either been at a game or on the road. They're not saying what was stolen. But that just sucks. IPS, man. There's a special place for people like that. There just is. All right, other injury stuff. Or how about not injury stuff, but just benching stuff. Justin Fields has been benched again, assuming Tyrod Taylor can play. Aaron Glenn is the Jets coach. He's benched his starting quarterback. He's going to Tyrod Taylor. So it's Tyrod Taylor against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. Aaron Glenn informed the team of the quarterback change yesterday during a team meeting. They had a little mini bye. You like this? I mean, I guess you got to do something, man. And
you like that?
Like, where are you going to go?
This is one where even when they beat the Browns in Week 10, Fields had 54 yards passing.
Yeah.
It's not a Justin Fields thing. It's a Jets thing. Garrett Wilson isn't there. They can just try to get Tyrod Taylor in there. Maybe he completes a few more passes, but there's not a lot of weapons in the offense. It's just not a good offensive team. They thought they could find something by reigniting Justin Fields. I think early in the season, I don't like a lot of the play calling because I don't think they realized who they had at quarterback. And it's like, this dude can't thrive in the pocket. Like, there has to be some read option game to it. Has to be some run to it. But I think a lot of it has just been him scrambling for the most part, and then a few more design reads over the last couple weeks. But it's a mess, and it's not going to change with Tyrod Taylor.
No, I don't think it is either. All right, I got some more NFL stuff for you as well when we get back. Healthy scratch for the Buffalo Bills. Why Keon Coleman missed the game. Where the Rams are going from here. J.J. McCarthy stuff. Bo Nix. I mean, we're coming to cold weather stuff. We're going to get down the home stretch here. It's tightening up in the National Football League. We'll get there. A ton of stuff to do for you. A couple of Lobos received honors from the Mountain West Conference. We'll let you know that as well. We've got a sweet deal coming for you next when we get back. 505-246-0610. You got a friend, neighbor, relative, got a great yard, front yard, backyard, wish it was yours. You can have something like that. Call LaBarge Landscape. They came over to my house a couple months ago and just changed my yard life. Front yard and backyard. Every time I pull up now, I see the difference, and I spend a lot more time in my backyard. I needed a cleanup. It got away from me. It's not my thing. I'm not good at it. I didn't have time. I had stuff growing in the backyard. I didn't know what it was. I wished my grass was growing. My sprinklers weren't working. Now my yard looks great. You can have that as well. Call LaBarge Landscape and don't wait until the spring. I know a lot of people say, well, it's fall now and I'm going to wait. What that means is you get on a big, long list. And by the time the project's done, half of next summer's gone, and you lose all that time. Call LaBarge Landscape today. Have it done now so when spring arrives, you don't have to wait. You know what you want? They're going to take care of it for you. They're going to make it happen. It's going to be beautiful and spectacular. If you're not sure, but you know you want a transformation, you know you want a landscape construction, have them come out. They'll send their design team, and they'll drop sketches with the space you got until you figure out exactly what it is you and your family love, and you're going to enjoy it for years. Remember, the people who get to enjoy a new landscape in the spring, those are the people who call LaBarge Landscape now. And if you just need a cleanup during the fall, leaf cleanup or pruning of the shrubs, LaBarge Landscape does that as well. I'm thrilled I called them, and I know you will be as well. Go to their website, bounce around the gallery, look at some of the great stuff that they've done. It's LaBarge, L-A-B-A-R-G-E, LaBargeLandscape.net, and then call them at 505-345-3000, 505-345-3000. Whether your project is small or large, the answer is easy. It's LaBarge.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA